You know, a lot of people, you know, they say, well, you know, we focus on local and what our club does and are resistant to getting involved with the district, which obviously none of you are as you're at the district conference. RYLA is one of those things, it's not a club effort. There's not a club in this district or in the Rotary International that can put RYLA on in and within itself. Guys, it takes the whole district. This year we were fortunate to have several of our counselors that are Rotarians. And we had a lot of other Rotarians that were in and out all week. Again, we want these guys to transition into Rotarians, so we need to be there to set the example for them and to be involved. I know I think it's the South Shreveport Club, comes and cooks for us on Thursday. It's great. The kids are served food by Rotarians, they get to meet them, they get to visit with them, so on and so forth. It's just a great experience for them all the way around. So at this time, do y'all have any questions about it? Anything y'all want to comment? Or?
Josh, how do you recruit the children to come?
I've
never heard of RYLA. What's the age?
We try to recruit people, sophomores going into their junior year. We don't want to compete with Boys and Girls State.
Yeah, I've been in that for 20 years.
So we don't want to compete against them, so we try to get them a year earlier. That's not to say that a junior going into their senior year can't do it, and we'd be glad to have them, but that's our target age. I'll get to you in just a second. As far as the recruiting, you got to go to the schools. I mean, a lot of times, you know, and Judge Starling can probably speak leaps and bounds to this. They do a great job. They have a consortium down there with the different clubs. But you got to go tell the kids. They're getting bombarded with everything day in, day out. They're involved in what they're doing. They're not necessarily looking for something else to fill up a week of their life. But you've got to be able to identify kids, go to the kids. There's several ways to do that. I know Charlie Riddle, he had a great turnout this year from Avoyles Parish, and what he did was he called the two schools and said, I want to speak to your campers at 2:30 on such and such afternoon, please have them assembled. Now, again, he's a district attorney, maybe that helps.
Don't hurt it either, does it?
Yeah. But he gets them in there and he says, look, this is what I have to offer. He tells them about it, he's passionate about it, they believe in it, he cites kids in the audience that have been there, and he says, now I've got a sheet here, who wants to sign up? And I think they had 10 or 12 sign up.
And what is the cost?
$350 for the past many years, and the club pays the cost.
You're kidding.
The Rotary Club is nothing for the young people at all.
Yeah, the kids don't pay.
You wouldn't believe the number of kids I've sponsored in the last 20 years.
We call it a scholarship.
Yeah.
Josh, you have a date for next year yet?
Last week in June, but is what we're looking at. But I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, are you club president?
No, sir, I'm not doing anything.
Okay, well, have your club president.
I'm a newbie. That's why I asked so many questions.
Do everything Josh said, but go back and tell your club president you want to be the RYLA chair for your club, and then it's your job to go out and find those campers. That's basically.
You can also thank you. A newbie really needs to have a job.
Yes, you
don't
do.
know.
You do need to have a job. You do need to have a job. But that's how you do it. Is somebody in your club is responsible for going to the schools and doing all those things Josh just said. We always go to the guidance counselors is where we go, because the guidance counselors know, okay, they know who's going to be going to Boys State and Girls State, so they know here's some kids that maybe aren't going that path, but they would really benefit from RYLA, and so we work through the guidance counselors to find our campers.
And I'll be honest with you, be careful how I say this. We have to strongly encourage. My wife's father is an administrator at Academy Central, where there's 1,500 kids. And to be honest with you, I kind of backdoored it, and I started getting them to come up there. See, they'll come for their grandkids.
Well, absolutely.
So we started getting them up there, and my father-in-law was looking around, he's like, oh my God. He's like, every kid I have in my school should experience this. I'm like, well, that's a good idea. Speaking of which, we need some kids. And to get the schools involved makes all the difference in the world. It makes it so much easier, because at this point, And now we're fixing to try to get an Interact Club kicked off, but the head guidance counselor at Academy Central, her daughter went this past year. And she called me, she's like, Josh, she's like, that's legitimate.
I got a granddaughter be that age next year.
So, and speaking of which, how many of y'all have children or grandchildren that have been to RYLA?
Awesome.
And it's had a big impact, I'm sure.
I have one thing, with the LeCount Club, we work, of course, with the guidance counselor and with the Interact Club, but we have the student come talk to us before they go to RYLA. And then we have them come back and talk to us after that and give us a presentation on it. And it's like two different kids, you know, you're, first when they get up there, they're real shy, they don't want to say nothing, and then when they come back, they're like, you know, someone inoculated them with the phonograph needle or something, you know. So we really need to see the difference.
Well, that was the thing that I was gonna say. Go on to YouTube, do a search for Shrevary, Shrevary, and go in there and look up the RYLA, and then go to the section where they have the speak-offs. On Friday night, they have their talent show, and they have the speak-offs, and the speak-offs are the testimony of what these kids get out of this camp. Unbelievable. I mean, the transformation of what these kids go through in 1 week, and the attitude change that they have. They come in and half of them don't have any idea why they're even there, other than the fact that their parents wanted to get rid of them for a week. By the end of the week, they are so excited, so turned on, and so enlightened by the experiences that they've had, and they share that in that 5-minute presentation that they give in that speak off. And those kids really, that tells it all in a nutshell. That is it. I mean, that's what a testimony to what Josh has done. It's unbelievable.
And you're segueing perfect that we have 3 RYLA campers here. So, Tay, you want to start off, and then we'll kind of let the rest of you give a few experiences.
My name is Tay Jackson, and when we first got to Camp RYLA, on the inside, I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited to be able to meet new people. But you know, everybody else showed, oh, I want to go home. This is not where I want to be. It's probably gonna suck. And then like any other camper, so I was gonna act the same way. So I wouldn't be like the weird person that wants to meet everybody. And throughout the week, I have to say that I have really gotten closer to these people, and I can honestly call them my family, because they helped me at a difficult time in my life, encouraged me to keep going. Like, no matter what you're going through, never give up, because if you give up, you won't accomplish anything. And to be able to be successful, you have to keep going through anything. There are going to be some bad decisions you make and some good decisions you will have to make. And I have to say that if I could go back to Camp RYLA, I would do it like 1,000,000 times.
All right.
Give me a school also.
Say you're from Leesville High School?
Yes, sir.
Rosa? Leesville High School?
Hey guys, my name is Harry Rosa and I come from Leesville. Okay, so Sunday was horrible. I was like, I'm going to prison for a week, and my parents are just gonna have fun without me. But that night, I think that was the night that they made us, like, they tied our hands. And we got to eat dinner like that. And I was like, I don't even know these people, like, why would I want to be so close to them? And everything started changing after that. Like, at the end of the week, I felt like I don't want to go back home. I don't even care about my family. I want to be with them. And, like, that's how you change in, like, 5 days. It's just like you got shaken up, and you're a new person when you come out of there. And I would recommend it to anybody. And if I could do it next year, which I might show up and do it, I would do it again.
What was your favorite part of the week?
Favorite part of the week? I really don't have a favorite. To me, it's just like everything just, it was like somebody punching you in the face, and like, you know, you had to wake up. You had to like,
For the record, if I push in the face.
no, nobody punched me in the face, no, no, but like, you had to be a new person. Like, you may not see it on yourself, like, but when you look back to it, you like have to change. What they make you do, yeah, you have to change.
Well, it was a reaction. A reaction. You had to react to everything new.
What was my reaction?
No, I said you had to react
Yeah,
to the situation you were in.
yeah.
That would
And-
change anybody.
I got one. Me and the campers, I don't know, our group, we have like green, orange, and that sort of stuff. We were at our camper, and like, we stood up late at night talking to each other, and like saying how much we were gonna miss each other. And it was Wednesday night, I think, and the week wasn't even done, and we were like, yeah, guys, like, we're like family, and like, yeah. And I would have never said to somebody else, hey, you're my brother, and I never. But with who I was, I felt comfortable.
I'm Mackenzie, and I come from North Caddo High School, and I'm actually president of the Interact Club this year. So, my RYLA experience, I'm going to be completely honest, I do not want to go. I don't do nature, I don't do outside, I don't do building rafts out of PVC pipe and jugs to make it across the pond. But it was a life-changing experience. I never thought that I would be in a situation to where I would have to get along with complete strangers to accomplish everything that we did, and it was just, one of my favorites were, we had to make animal noises. They blindfolded us all and put us in a group, and you were assigned an animal. You had to make that animal noise to find your herd, and that was fun. And I liked the arts and crafts of like third world country and stuff like that, and dog catcher, and it was really entertaining. And I had to learn to be a leader with other leaders, so that was another thing that I learned. And it was just, you go there not knowing anyone, but you leave shedding tears. I can't tell you how much I cried the last day. And it was just, I hope to go back as a counselor one day. Eventually, like in the next couple of years, I want to go back, definitely.
Awesome.
I'm Wayne. I guess maybe some of y'all know. I've been to RYLA 13 years.
Wow.
And I'm not a fast learner, as you can see. But I have a story I wanted to tell you. I mean, and when I started RYLA, carrying people there and getting to RYLA and being counselor, director, or what have you, and chair and thing, through the years, I've seen a lot of things. One thing I thought I'd tell you about, I thought it's appropriate right now. I was going to RYLA, people coming in, and we had these two little kids, girls from Oklahoma. They used to just keep coming. Every year they'd come and say, I want to come to RYLA, I want to come to RYLA. And next year it's a little bigger. Next year they got a little bigger. First thing, we're coming to RYLA next year. Well, you know, that was pretty neat. But they kept, our grandmother, you keep carrying the kids from school to Camp RYLA every year. So I had to invite the grandmother to be a counselor this year, where she could be with her grandkids. And the young lady, oh, there she is right there. President of the Leeds, president last year of the Leesville Rotary Club. But she brought her young granddaughters every year, and they always wanted to come to RYLA. So last year, the twin girls, they had that opportunity, and we had a fantastic time. And grandmother invited, you know, wanted to be there with her kids, and she really was interested in being there. So we did her just like we did all the kids. When they show up, we put them in groups that they do not know each other at all, hopefully. And so grandmother did not get to be in a group with either one of her grandmothers. But we have so much fun at RYLA. But of course, you can see that in those that have kids gone, the kids that come back and talk to you about what they've done in RYLA. And I hope that all the stories I've heard have been great. Our young people have gone to all types of camps throughout the years, throughout the school years, different types. And when they get through RYLA camp, that last day, they say, "This is the best camp I've ever been to." That's what keeps us going. I mean, these young people, they get the experience they've never had before, they remember it, and it's really great for us. But the other thing I want to tell you, if you like to be a counselor at RYLA, let me know. We'd love to have you come as a counselor, and you will enjoy it. It's free room and board, air conditioning, 800 acres to play with, you know, and we'll have 60 to 70 young kids that you'd really like to know, and you will get to know real well as a counselor. So if you're interested, please come, you know. Oh, did I forget the free meals? It's free meals for our counselors also.
And hot showers. Hot showers, right?
That's right.
That's not my question.
Let me tell that story.
Before you tell your story, you may answer my question. Tell me exactly what is the role of the counselor?
The counselor is actually knows what we're going to do, the projects we want the young people to complete. They relay that to the young people, and the counselors are facilitators. We do not want counselors to tell the young people how to complete anything. We want all of them to think outside the box. How can you do this better? How can you change this? What could you do to this program to make it a better program? What have you? And then our speakers, the young people also rate or grade our speakers, and after the sessions, and it tells us who we'd like to invite back the following year. And we're always looking for new speakers that have something they can pass on to young people that helps them, encourages them in life to do good things. And that's probably our program is pretty much in that area. One thing I want to do before I forget, all of you are invited on Friday night, the last night, to come to RYLA. Our young people also put on a theatrical, movie, theater, dancing. We have a speak-off and poster grading and things that we do. The Friday night is finale, but they put on a great program, and you'd be surprised how talented these young people are. They can sing and dance, and it's, you know, you don't want to compete with them. They're outstanding, they're great. But you are invited. We'd love to have you come anytime you can make it, and continue picking out these young people, continue sending these scholarships in, and hope that we will get more to come in, because my theory is, I've always tell everyone, I want as many young people at RYLA camp as I can possibly get. And that depends on the Rotary clubs, how many people they'll go out and select for us and also pay for it. So that's my little spiel, and I appreciate y'all. But do show up on Friday. We'd love to have you there.
About the shower. If you wanted hot water, you got up at 3:30 in the morning and you went and took your shower. If you wanted lukewarm water, you got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you went and took your shower. If you wanted cold water, you got up at 5:45. But everybody had to be up and in the shower about, y'all had to be, got y'all up at 6. But my group got up a little earlier, so they couldn't get hot showers, so they couldn't do stuff. But we worked out a way where if you wanted to take a nice, clean, hot shower, you got up with me at 3.
Real quick, look, I've been there 10 years. I've been a counselor 10 years now, and I've seen some incredible lives changed. I mean, it is truly life changed. These kids show up, they don't know each other. I mean, and so, and it's good and it's bad. It's bad because they're gonna get to each other, but by not knowing the other people there, they don't have to conform to the people they are and back home in their school. They can be who they want to be. And when they go through RYLA, they're gonna become leaders. Now, you heard them talk about the first dinner Sunday, they get there and we tie them together. Everything we do is for a reason. You get there, I don't know you from Adam, okay? And all of a sudden, I've got to touch you. Why? Why do we tie them together? We're breaking down barriers, okay? We want these kids to be comfortable with each other because we're going to test them. They were tested physically, emotionally, and mentally. And when you test kids, I mean, you put pressure on them, the greatness comes out. I mean, and it's just incredible to see how they react to what we put them through. And just an incredible program. Thanks.
One thing I'll say and we'll close, you know, I told you I'm an accountant. It's a long way from a chemist. And I can tell you some really good stories about my high school chemistry class. But anyway, the thing that I really got out of chemistry class was your beaker. You put the right things into that beaker and you're gonna get some cool things out. Look, RYLA, it's the beaker. It's a container. Take good kids and Rotary clubs. It takes those two things. Without Rotary clubs to send the kids and find the kids, and without the kids and their talents and abilities, RYLA is just another week on the calendar. That is absolutely it. So we love it. We have a great time there, but everything hinges on the clubs finding the campers. That's what it boils down to.
Hey, let's face it, if our leaders in Washington had gone to Camp RYLA, we wouldn't have the problems we have today.